Hello, everybody. We're getting started soon. Hope you are having a wonderful evening. Hope that Walgreens properly printed out your Quan Chi photographs.
Your meat quanchies, too.
Your meat Quan Chis. All right. I am going to bring our cams for the people. I tweeted.
People cams.
You guys can hear this, but it's not loud. So let's stop that. And let's turn up the volume.
Las
Now
de
let's test.
Nintendogos.
Let's test the Doggos theme. Doggos.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now!
Someone
Who
without
should that guy that said fuck Helldivers 2, please Suicide Squad?
Yeah, hey, we can allow that.
It takes all kinds, Christian.
Look, I ain't having propaganda in this chat. I don't know.
Wow. That's not very democratic.
I think
Exactly.
we're looking
This
pretty
is not a democracy.
good.
Let's go. Thank you, Pickle.
Test, 1, 2. There we go.
Trying to think if there's anything
I
else.
got my
need to
Matt's
do.
Bar
Let me
sticker
check
up
my
now.
notes.
Ooh,
Dan will like that.
someone.
Fear the cheese.
There we go.
That's
I'm ready.
where the
Juicy
Juicy Lucy
Lucy.
was.
You should be scared of that. God damn.
Man, there's anything I'm not afraid of, it's cheese. I should be.
All right. I think we are golden to go.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right.
Starting in 5, 4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with! Yeah!
Woof woof. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I am a Nintendog.
And we are the last of the Nintendogs. Today, is the Switch 2 getting revealed in March? Is it going to have backwards compatibility? Are we getting a direct this week? I don't know, but
I don't
maybe
know.
Jeff does. We'll talk about it. We'll talk it out. But first, Jeff, I want to talk to you about this Apple thing. Not that Apple thing with me.
Oh, yeah.
But,
yeah.
you're talking on the Bombcast about that, like,
Visualizing apples. Yes.
like, oh, can you actually see the picture of the apple in your mind? And I want you to know, I 100% agree with you. I don't understand the question. I visualize an apple, but it's not like I see like a vivid, clear picture of an apple. Is that actually how people do it?
Well, no, wait,
believe it.
okay. But there are like all 5 levels are valid. Like some people see an outline of an apple. Some people see like a kind of a cartoon representation of an apple. What do you see?
I don't see anything, but like it's not seeing. It's like mental. It's different.
Right.
But you see
Okay.
the picture, though.
Okay. Now Neil Gaiman talked like this is who the person who I first saw do this. He's like, I see an apple with like dew falling down the petal, and like he had this.
Yeah, I mean, sure, I
vivid
can
description.
imagine that. I guess like I can imagine an apple with the words "fuck Jeff Grubb" on it right now, and
Yeah,
like
that's most apples.
I see it, but I wouldn't really describe that as seeing.
You're seeing it.
Right. Mike, listen. If there's a chance we're both 5s. There's a chance we're both 0s. All right.
That's what I mean. I might be either one. I don't understand.
You do not have aphantasia. You are not a special. That like you see it. You should just have it
I'm
that.
shocked Christian found the meanest way to interpret this.
You're all right. Okay. Chill out.
If I can provide a little perspective here, I'm one of the people who literally can like picture it super detailed in my mind, like rotate it and everything like that. So yeah.
I'm rotating it. I mean,
But not everyone can do that. Yeah,
It must
for
be
some people
different.
it's like hazy or like you can't see the color or something.
I think the real magic here is how like we can't actually step in somebody's shoes. We can't actually understand how another person's brain works. So it's weird. It's weird, I guess.
Right.
But yes, Jeff, just want to get that out of there. Did I have another problem with you? That wasn't really a problem.
Certainly.
Oh, okay. You've explained this to me before. I'm sorry to go back to it because I've been playing my Rog Ally a lot, and I think it's great.
Yeah.
And you you brought up how much you hate Windows 11 on again. What is the issue with that for you?
Yeah, it's just cumbersome. So multiple times I will be like, you know what, this is fine. This is a completely fine experience, and then almost every time I think that, I'll be like in a situation. Okay, time to put like the password into Epic Games again. All right, here we go, and I'll hit the password field, and the entire keyboard either won't come up. The keyboard just won't come up no matter what I do, even if I use the shortcut. Or if it does come up, it like blocks the Epic thing so much that I can't actually get down to the password field now. It like stops me from writing in the password. So it's like just little hangups like that where the experience is not built to work that well on a touchscreen, especially if you don't have a mouse or keyboard or a touchpad.
Well, to be fair, I've just been playing Persona 3 Reload on it, so literally
once you are in a game, it is a really fantastic machine. It really, really is. I played
so good.
God, what was I playing on it? I was playing something on it.
Infinite Wealth?
And I've been playing Infinite Wealth on a couple other things, so it was something before that. It was earlier in the year. But like I was using it, I'm like,
Prince of
man.
Persia?
Yeah, it was Prince of Persia. It was Prince of Persia. And like, yeah, logging into Ubisoft, also a pain in the ass on that thing. But once I got in there and was playing the game, I'm like, this is a great way to play this game. This feels fantastic. It's running great. I'm getting like 120 frames per second, whatever that screen can do. Now, the battery life on that thing sucks, but hey, I play a lot of these things plugged into the wall, so that's a little bit of my complaint. Although, man, once you get to the Steam Deck OLED and that thing is running like three hours in just about any game, it's like this is actually a huge difference. But whatever.
I think I like my ROG enough that I can stay with that really
just stay
until
with. There's no reason to get a new one
next Steam Deck or whatever.
Totally, you're totally fine. Your ROG is still going to be running games better than the Steam Deck, and it's going to be able to run other things natively that the Steam Deck just can't. So like Call of Duty, and you know how much you're into Call of Duty. So,
I can't stop talking about Call of Duty.
Yeah,
Jeff,
and Destiny and all that stuff.
I did see a Bloodstained Ritual of the Nights on Game Pass, and it's weird to me that I didn't care for that for as much as I like Metroidvanias. And
it's good except for all the talking and stuff and having to like remember what people say and like run stuff back. It was weird.
That's why we're doing that. All right, Jeff. Hey, how are you doing otherwise? I agreed with you on one thing and then yelled at you on another thing, but how are you?
Yeah, no, pretty good. Kind of hope, to build on that last thing that you were yelling at me about. I hope that one of the things that Microsoft talks about this week is a handheld OS, a version of Windows that runs really well on handheld. That would be great.
On the podcast.
Yes, yeah. If they have that on the Xbox podcast, yeah. If they talk about that, that goes a long way towards, what's that, Christian?
Watch along party?
I'm not going to do a watch along with the podcast, all right? I'm not.
Absolutely not.
I've not lost my mind.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. That'd be rough. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it's busy. I will by the end of tonight, I will have recorded 4 podcasts today. So busy day, busy week. But again, it's the good kind of busy. Like I got to talk about the Lions with like Patrick Klepek for their sports podcast remap. That was fun. So no complaints really.
Yeah, that was me last Thursday. I just had like 5 shows that I did in one day, and I was like, that's kind of a lot. I'm tired. I might be getting sick in real time here. I don't know. Right before we got on, I complained about a headache. Then, like, since then, I'm like, I'm feeling worse. We'll see. I feel okay.
Patrick was also saying he was feeling sick. I was at the doctor with the kids when Steph was in Germany, and she was like, do you want them to get flu shots and COVID shots, the vaccines? And I was like, I mean, yeah, but like, are we too late in the season where it doesn't matter? Or because they're going to cry and it's going to be really like they hate that. So if I can avoid it, I will. And she's like, nope, fuck no, it's going to get so much worse. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, let's do it then. So I had crying kids on the way home, but they got over it. I'm glad because everyone is now getting sick again. Apparently, it really is going to keep coming, both the flu and COVID.
It's really pretty impossible to explain how that's like for their own good, huh? The shot thing. Because all they think about is, why are you impaling me?
So
why are you traumatizing me?
Emmy's 7 now. God, I'm going to start forgetting their age here pretty soon. Emmy's 7 now, and she likes to be like, I'm tough. Look how tough. Wasn't I so tough? And that's like helpful.
I don't think Addie's like that.
Addie's not like that. Addie did just get recommended to help her deal with, like, sometimes she has trouble dealing with problems at school. So we're going to give her a little extra help on that. I'm like, that sounds great. I want to help her too. I got her back. Let's make that happen. So shots, not her favorite thing in the world at all. No.
I mean, I'm not going to pretend like I was some big kid about shots either.
Me too. For real.
Yeah. All right, Jeff. Gosh, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of Microsoft stuff going on, but there's some Nintendo rumors popping off right now. A bunch courtesy of Nate the Hate, who
Yes.
says a Switch 2 reveal is coming in March. Excuse me, Jeff. What do you think? Does that sound right?
I mean,
It's a little earlier than what we were talking last
Yes.
week. That's probably earlier than we were expecting.
it's earlier than we were expecting. I think maybe up until we heard that this was going to be a partner direct, and now that's like seems to be like the likely scenario here. That makes it feel more likely that, yeah, by March they could start talking about that thing. And really, you do the timeline, March, 6 to 7 months later, you're launching it. Well, yeah, I mean, that puts you right in the holiday season this year. So it's not like outlandish by any means. And really, it's exciting. God, I hope they announce it in March. That would be fantastic, other than I lose the Metroid Prime 4 bet. But other than that,
Well, it was a stupid bet for
it
you
was
to
a
make.
stupid thing to think.
You should be happy. Hey, come on. Like, you have to actually be happier if you're getting Metroid Prime 4 as a Switch 2 game, right?
Yeah,
Come on.
probably. I thought like retro would be fine on Switch hardware, but it's going to be better on a Switch 2 for sure. Absolutely. I mean, I'm happier to a point. I want the game to sell, and so if it's on a device where there's more people buying games, that's better for it. But it's still
I
probably not
think
going to make much of a
maybe need to
difference.
let go of this worrying about Metroid sales thing. You know what? Metroid games are going to always sell like 2 to 3 million, and that's good enough.
Nope.
For
Still
it
holding
to
on
make
hope for the
more.
first new 3D Metroid on a Switch device.
You wanted 5 million, huh?
I'm hoping that's the breakout. Like, I mean, hey, if the 2D game at $60 did 3 million, why not?
Well, maybe this, like a lot of other early Switch games, maybe this one could just have long legs. Why not? It's not like
I hope
there's
so,
going
yeah.
to be a Metroid Prime 5 in a few years.
Yeah,
right?
we'll see. I mean, honestly, the way it's going right now, the game might not come out till next year, and we'll see.
We'll see. Did you pick up a Fantasy Critic? I hope not.
I don't. I think I did, but I have a unconditional drop, and I'm. It's either like either that comes out this year or the 3D Mario game comes out this year. Do you think there's a chance that neither of those come out? Because those are the two I made long. So I'm like, I got
think
one or
it's
the
more
other.
likely both come out than neither come out, to be honest.
Right.
Mario game's coming out. It's got to be a launch game.
Yeah, I think I got Metroid in that. I got Metroid in one of them. So we'll see. I mean, but hey, next month, tell us about the Switch 2, or give us an early glimpse at it where you show off the promise of it, and then we could talk about it more soon after that, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm ready to hear about it. That would be great.
Nate the Hate also said that Nintendo Switch 2 backwards compatibility functionality is being tested by developers already. Jeff, I know there was some worry about backwards compatibility with the Switch successor, because it might be a different chipset, or it is a different chipset, and there would have to be compatibility there, or maybe it would just be difficult enough that Nintendo wouldn't do it. But it looks like, hey, they're going to do it. They kind of have to do it. Nintendo can be Nintendo about this thing, but I am holding out. I'm holding out hope that backwards compatibility is a given now. How about you?
Backwards compatibility is a given. Like, that's here. Congratulations, we did it, everybody. That's it's like it is going around now. Nate the Hate's not the only one kind of getting it out there. It sounds like, from what I'm able to glean when I looked into this myself, it is definitely there. But yeah, hey, that's fantastic. It was a question. All of the skepticism about it early on was warranted because it's Nintendo and all the technical issues. I think it probably did play out the way that we speculated early on, where it's like, hey, NVIDIA will probably want to help them figure this out. That's probably what happened here. And that's great news, because that means it's probably going to be a pretty seamless experience. So that's fantastic. The rumor is that it's both, your physical cards are going to work. That does mean that there's going to be a Switch card slot on the new device. Do you think that means that the new system uses the same exact kind of cards for the most part?
Probably very similar cards, like maybe even more similar than, like, 3DS cards were similar to DS cards. Probably even more similar than that, if you could believe it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that sounds right. I mean, why switch that up all that much? I mean, piracy is not exactly that's not connected to the cards themselves, right? That's other issues. They don't need to change the cards just for that, right?
I mean, I don't think so. No, I mean, they would probably have one of those slots that has some little physical change in it, so that, like, if you were to try to to confirm that it's the right kind of card when you put it in there or something like that. Like, they have like the tabs that would be on the Game Boy cartridges versus the Game Boy Color. They might have something like that to prevent you from putting illicit devices in there. But I don't know. For the most part, it should just be the same thing. And that's fine, because I think 32 gigabyte cards are probably going to continue to be the largest ones that are actually on the market. And if they're bigger than that, and a lot of games probably are going to start being bigger than that on the Switch too, they're just going to ask you to download it, and just accept that that's the future.
And also, like, with backwards compatibility, you assume a pretty seamless transition for NSO classic games. I think that's also a given at this point.
Right. So I think that's one of the big thought processes behind this, is that the seamlessness is about ensuring that people who are into the services, that are spending money on an annual basis, continue to feel like, well, I'm just going to continue my subscription because I don't want to lose any of the things I already have. So yeah, I think a big part of this is making sure that you feel like you want to keep your subscription when you move to the new device. I think they probably have a bunch of new stuff drop into NSO as part of this. Maybe even something that's exclusive to Switch 2. That's a possibility, but we'll see. Maybe that'd be weird for people who are on Switch 1. Maybe that would be, but I guess I wouldn't be surprised if they pull that trigger either.
Are you worried at all about the Switch 2 not feeling enough like a new system? I kind of complained with Series X that it felt a little bit too much like an Xbox One still in a lot of ways. So it just wasn't very exciting. I hope with the Switch 2, there's still like, the UI is a bit different. Maybe there's music again.
Do you still feel that way?
Just something. Do I still feel that way about Xbox?
Do you still feel that way? Like that? Listen, I knew what you were saying with the Xbox, but I think as the further we get away from it, did that stuff really matter in the end? That the PS5 felt slightly different than the PS4?
It mattered to me, Jeff, but you know how much I love like incidental aesthetics, right?
Sure. Oh, yeah. And listen,
I'm big on that stuff.
I think I still agree with you, and I think I'm also like just conflicted, because I also know deep down it doesn't make that much of a difference. And at the end of the day, what matters is once you're in the video games and how those feel.
No, right.
But I mean,
it just was like, maybe it was just about that first time where it's like, all right, brand new Xbox Series X, booting it up.
Yeah.
And
but this is a real thing. It's a well-known phenomenon, forced obsolescence. When you buy a new car, if it had the same exact dashboard as your last car, you would be very disappointed. You want it to all feel new. That's a well-understood thing, and that's why a company like Sony is like, just take the PS4 dash and let's just put a new coat of paint on it. And that's literally what the PS5 UI is. It's the PS4 underneath, and then they just put a new way of interacting with everything on top. And for a lot of people, that's enough. I mean, honestly, I think I still prefer that, even if I don't like using the PS5 as much as I like using the PS4. I'm just glad things are different. So yeah, they'll probably do some of that. Nintendo understands that forced obsolescence, but better than most of these companies. That's why they always have strange little gizmos and gimmicks in these devices. So yeah, I think they'll probably change things up.
I'm tired of all the UI elements and Nintendo stuff being predominantly white. We've had that since the Wii now. Like, let's do something else.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll probably mix things up.
All right. So Jeff, you kind of talked about this. Are we getting a direct this week? Rumor is that it would be a partner direct, which was different than we were expecting kind of at the start of this month. You said it's another reason why you think, yeah, we're probably going to not be hearing about things like Metroid. And if we're getting a partner direct this week and a Switch 2 reveal next month, makes sense. They're kind of holding off on that. So yeah, what are you expecting from a direct? You expect it this week, later? And do you really think it is going to be a partner direct? And what would that mean?
All right. So the last time we were in a situation like this, I just said everything, and then people freaked out and they're like, there's no way that's happening. And then it happened, and it was like very strange. And that's when the Queen died, and they delayed the direct, and it was weird. And we talked about that, and everyone's like, they would not do that because the Queen died. It's like, no, that's exactly what happened. They had a reason. This is not the exact same situation, but what I've heard is there's a direct that's supposed to happen this month. They have it, and there's a chance they might move it around because of this Xbox thing. So, hey, I don't know.
People are going to respond to that reasonably, Jeff.
Yeah, right, exactly. But listen, I don't know. I have no idea if when this thing's supposed to happen. It sounds like it was supposed to happen this Thursday. That's what it sounds like. It was supposed to happen. But they might move it around slightly because of this Xbox thing. I don't know if that means to Friday. That seems very unlikely because that's Saturday in Japan. So does it mean early next week? I mean, guys, I just don't know. This is what I've heard. It's very similar to the situation when we heard about the delay with the last one. Or not the last one, but when this has happened previously. I still, if I had to put money down, I bet it does happen Thursday. And they just say, you know what, whatever. It's probably going to be fine. This Xbox thing probably doesn't matter all that much. My guess is that these concerns are coming out of Nintendo of America, and how much they'll be able to affect this, I don't know. And that last part is speculation on my part.
It's interesting because I almost, earlier we're like, oh, this is going to happen Thursday so that Microsoft can then right afterwards elaborate on, because we were kind of thinking, hey, we're going to see freaking Pentiment and Hi-Fi Rush at this Nintendo Direct or something like that.
Right, but it's does Nintendo know that there was ever going to be like this announcement from Microsoft explaining all that, or would they even care? And now that they're like making a big deal about it over at Microsoft, is Nintendo like, should we just hold on until they say what they're going to say? And now it's like, well, no, they need you to do the Direct first so they can explain everything. Right. I assume that this was like an understood thing between both companies. Maybe it's not, or maybe Nintendo of America just has some confusion. All that stuff is a possibility. But I'll just repeat. What I've heard is there's supposed to be one this month. Maybe they move it because of this thing. Probably not. Let's wait and see.
What else do you think would be at a partner Direct right now?
Yeah. God, it's tough, right? Because the Microsoft stuff makes sense. And then Hades 2, maybe if they're willing to have like an early access version of that on the Switch, which they probably aren't. But if they are, that would be cool. That'd be a good place to launch that.
I swear I'm not memeing here, but like Silksong 2 sure could Silksong 2, Silksong Spoon Heaven 2. Silksong sure could fill in a slot here and kind of help the Switch out in this kind of transition period where maybe they're not going to have a lot of new games, but a lot of people would play that on Switch this summer.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That would be fantastic. Beyond that, it's like hard. That Balatro game would be very good on Switch. Put that on there. I would like that a lot.
Does Capcom have anything else coming to Nintendo? I forget if that Samurai game that they showed a while ago that I thought was too colorful, remember? I forgot if that was a Switch joint or if that's for other things.
Well, it's definitely Xbox.
Yeah, that's right. It was at the Xbox show, so maybe not.
I don't know.
Jesse Ferguson says that Dragon Quest III HD 2D. We haven't heard about that.
Oh, that's a good pull, Jesse.
That's a good pull, Jesse. I would love to see
that. That probably does show up there, actually.
Dragon Quest III is so good.
Would be fun. And then honestly, it's probably that, the Microsoft stuff, maybe some surprise from like a Capcom or even like an EA. Maybe EA is back with something. Aren't they doing like a new Plants vs. Zombies? I guess that's going to be mobile first.
Yeah, sure.
But
right.
And then beyond after that, it's like it's going to be a lot of games that we didn't even know were being made or are finally coming to the Switch and their ports, and we're just not thinking of them. That's the kind of thing that makes a partner Direct, and we're out of there 20, 30 minutes later.
And they'll show things that have been announced for like other platforms first, like Sonic. Cross Shadow Generations, that would be there. Yeah, for sure. And then they probably do end with like the big thing probably would be Hi-Fi Rush. That would probably be the biggest game in there. Like Pentiment shows up before that. There. Well, sure. If Silksong's in there, that probably is last. You're probably right. Yeah. All right. That all makes good sense to me, Jeff. But yeah, so I don't know. How are you feeling about all these rumors and everything? Do you kind of feel a little weird right now? Because that is the talk about Nintendo right now. We have a few games coming out. Peach isn't too far away. And yet I kind of have a hard time like really thinking about that because I am sort of in a bit of Switch 2 frenzy. It's going to be both exciting and a relief to finally see the thing. Yes, I think we are clearly in the weird zone between generations, right? Like we all know it's happening. We've all played the biggest games that are ever going to come out on the device. Yeah, there's some games coming, but all the big boys have launched, and we played through them, played the hell out of them. And now it's like, okay, we'll do some cleanup here and there. Yeah, there's these games coming, but what's next? And everyone can't get it out of their head for a reason because it is going to get announced relatively soon. So yeah, it's a strange period. We'll probably the most likely thing that's going to happen here is this thing's going to get announced, and we will all completely forget about these last couple of weeks and all these weird conversations and all these rumors. It'll all just leave our brain, and we'll never think about this period of time ever again because it'll all just be like, "Aren't we excited about the Switch 2?" And that's the way things should be. I hope that's exactly where we end up in about a month. If about a month from now, a month and a week, 5 weeks or so. If we know about the Switch 2 in some capacity, I will be very happy. It's happening. So it's an exciting time. That's for sure. I would also be like, I don't know why I already think about this, but like I'm kind of almost excited for the time where I can get really retrospective about the Switch one. Like I want to like put together like the 100 best games on the Switch and stuff like that. I gotta make sure they all come out first for the most part.
Yeah, it's gonna be that'd be a great list because there's a lot of great games.
I
on
can
the
do
Switch.
100 games.
Yep.
Just for what I played, I can do 100 games.
Oh yeah,
easily.
easy. Yep, totally.
All right, Jeff. Why don't we take a break? We got a bunch of super chats. We'll check those out in just a moment.
Sounds good.
I'll be right back.
All right, break. How you feeling, Mikey? How you doing over there?
And head hurt, but I'm fine.
Get some ibuprofen or something.
Yeah, wanna pop a pill?
Yeah, he's gonna go do some
That's
drugs
all we
right
do in
now.
America.
That's
That's
what
right, brother.
Yeah. All we need is 3D Metro or 3D Mario and a Metroid Prime 4. Yeah, I mean, listen, if they have both those, that's a good launch.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Okay,
Man, what if they? Yeah.
Dude, Mike's not here. Jeff, you can't give up on Metroid Prime. Like, come on, dude. We both know it's the most logical thing in the world.
I
Don't
know
let him win.
it makes all the sense, but just
Don't let him win.
it's hard to believe in yourself, Sean, when he beats you down
Don't
this
give
often.
him a W.
I know. You gotta stay strong.
All right, I'll do my best. I'll do my best.
There you go. Okay, that's all we can ask of you.
Yeah.
Bro, what if they put xCloud on the Switch? That would be cool.
That'd be cool. We'll see.
That would be nice.
Nikki, no, Mike is a 10% beer kind of guy.
Yeah. He'll do a double
He's a
IPA.
nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your beard isn't on the line. My beard's not on the line either, Cascoder. There's no hair on the line here. All right, it's all growing back.
Hair.
Can we put Jan's hair on the line?
Jan made it very clear he's not cutting his hair at PAX, but that doesn't mean we can't cut it later. So we'll see. Oh, yeah, double IPAs do rule. They get you really fucked up.
Yo-ho.
Any update on the suck on? Okay, come on, guys. We just did the suck on joke like the night before.
Why are you saying it that way? It's weird, bro.
It's a suck on.
Yeah.
If you're using it in a sentence, it's hard just to not say suck on.
Well, that's because that's what you're thinking about. Doesn't mean
my mind's in the gutter.
Yeah.
Listen, Darachi did a good job setting it up. I let him hit it home. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's a good time.
He's nuts. It's a good joke.
Yeah, you play along. It's a good time. All right.
Talk about Sockon?
You talking about Sockon? Oh yeah, and then Willow.
Sockon. Yeah, all the cons.
Willow, every
these
time
nuts.
Steph goes to Aldi, you bet your ass that all she hears is Aldi's nuts jokes for the rest of the night. She does
It's
not
classic.
like it and does not appreciate it.
I'll be sure to tell her a bunch of them next time.
This is what I get a divorce and some shit like that.
No.
All right, Jeff, you can be ready to
can't
see
stop
super
doing
chats.
this.
I am ready for the super chats. Got them up and ready to go.
They do have one more that's
Peel.
10% beer as Mitchell, but we better not.
We better just keep our Mikey safe.
We better just keep me safe.
You gotta record another podcast after this, so.
That's right. We got Columbros. All right, let's go, Jeff. And we're back. Jeffrey. What's your middle name?
Michael. Hey, my middle name
I
is
thought it was.
is
I was
Michael.
like, that's not right.
I'm just thinking that because I'm always thinking about my own names. Can't possibly be that.
Jeffrey Michael Grubb. Please read some super chats.
The Uncharted Wolf writes, I already got 3 games solidified for my top 10 this year, and it's February. Will this year keep up the pace? We were looking. It slows down a little bit in the first part of March, and then like Dragon's Dogma 2 comes out on like March 22nd. It does a bunch of other stuff.
Right.
So,
but I mean, we're going to get Final Fantasy VII Rebirth at the end of this month.
Yeah.
Which,
hey, that
big
demo's
game.
real good.
That demo's fantastic. So right, but yeah, I guess what else? I know there is more in March.
Yeah, I'm looking up.
Skull and Bones come out.
Well, I mean, there's the Princess Peach game. There's another one on March 22nd. Oh, it's Rise of Ronin, I think. So
Rise of
games,
Ronin actually
games that we're not
looks
sure about, but like Dragon's Dogma 2 is probably gonna be a big deal at the very
a lot
least.
of games hit. Speaking of games that hit, like God, Helldivers 2 is good.
Helldivers 2
is amazing.
rules. Yes,
it's so much fun. It's so much fun. I've been having so much fun playing it with you and the Giant Bomb crew, and then you and my brothers last night. So yeah, like that, Prince of Persia and Tekken, and I mean Persona. I haven't even been able to play Yakuza yet, or like a Dragon. I can't believe how many good games there's already been. It's nuts.
It's yeah, and then God, there was some other stuff that's like I'm eyeing. What's that BioShock like survival game?
Not Judas, but something else.
Nightingale. Nightingale comes out next week, and this is like, I bet that's going to be another one that's going to like take over the internet.
If you had to tell me to suggest a name for a BioShock clone, I think I would come up with Nightingale after like 6 tries.
I agree. It's like it's definitely in that first soup of like the first 15 names. Absolutely. Yeah.
Did BioShock Infinite have a lot of obnoxious bird and cage?
Yes, exactly.
Because,
right.
like,
So you start thinking of like weird bird names, and Nightingale is right there. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth at the end of this month is probably going to be a big one for a lot of people. And then, I don't know, we don't know much. People are obsessed with this Stellar Blade game that comes out in April.
Yeah, I mean, it looks fun. It's a very moisturizing game, but it's like somehow Nier Automata, if even hornier, which I didn't think was possible. So congratulations.
Well done.
I guess.
They broke through that glass ceiling. Hellblade 2 in May. We'll see. The year could easily keep up this pace. I kind of hope it takes a little bit of a break, so I could have a good time being like, what if I just played like Helldivers 2 for a month and a half and didn't feel guilty about that? That would rule. I would like to be able to make that happen.
Yeah, April, it's like some question marks, like Aiden Chronicles 100 Heroes. I hope that's good.
Sure.
Sandland, right? Like,
that'd be cool.
That's going to hit. That could hit. And then
it looks great.
Hellblade 2 is in May, so
right.
These games just are also just like, there's less announced at this point, so who knows what else is coming. Maybe it'll be slow, or maybe things going to get announced crazy. Man, that Tomb Raider Remastered trilogy actually got some good reviews today, didn't it?
Yes.
I wonder if it runs well on Switch.
I kind of want to check it out. Like I was like getting my mini PC set up, and I was like booting up Tomb Raider for some reason. Probably because we've been talking about it. Like, do those games hold up in any way? I'm like, well, now I can check these out. I'll do that instead. So very cool. Prinny Dude says it's just a coincidence that a partner direct might be the same day as the Xbox business update, right? How likely are Hi-Fi and Pentiment? Or how likely is it that Hi-Fi and Pentiment are showing up? I think it's pretty likely. I suppose it's also a possibility that those games aren't there, and it really all was a coincidence, and they're just set the stuff up because one of the like rumors going around the Xbox ecosystem right now is that they moved this conversation up. So that because of the rumors, like they were always planning to do this. They've had this conversation planned out for a long time, but they moved it way up to have it now. So maybe these things are unrelated. Tell you what, I think it would be very nice to have Pentiment and Hi-Fi Rush on the Switch. So I hope they're at this direct. That'd be great.
I mean, Hi-Fi Rush seems like that is absolutely happening. There was like that, like those T-shirts that leaked, and presumably that moving to platforms is why a lot of this stuff got sort of leaked anyways over at Xbox. It was like one of the first games. Sea of Thieves is also one that's like seems like it could happen later this year. And again, Gears of War up for consideration. Is Pentiment I want to play it again kind of game for you, or
it is one I think about enough that yes, I want to go back to it eventually because there's enough different choices you could make.
Who do you want to kill this time? Some old lady?
Oh, I killed the old lady last time, Mike, and I want to see that bitch die again. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
That's my stop.
Thanks,
how do you do it in your head? Do you do it in your head that whoever you picked was the candidate choice to alleviate your guilt, or do you say, who knows?
No, I mean, I do like no matter who you pick is probably wrong. Because you know me, that's where I always go. I'm like, oh, I'm probably wrong. No, that game rules.
They shouldn't listen. Why are they listening to me? I don't know. Why am I in charge of this?
I mean, the whole point. We don't have to get into the metaphor of that game. We can talk about that some other time. Zoob Murr says everyone's thoughts on Has-Been and Helluva. Now, the Has-Been Hotel is a real thing. This is not a D's Nuts joke, right?
Oh, I think they got you.
And
hell of a good time. Like Has-Been Hotel is like a very popular thing right now.
Is it? I don't know what either of these are. I'm scared.
Yeah, they're on Amazon Prime.
They're both.
They're TV shows.
Yeah,
they're web shows. Don't worry about it. You guys don't know about them.
I know. I did start up Has-Been Hotel for my children, and I was like,
"That's a bad idea."
And I was like, 30 seconds in, I was like, "Wait, what the fuck did they just say?" Oh, wait, no, wrong show, bad show. And I turned it off and I haven't watched it again. So
incredible.
Shigeru Miyamoto writes, Happy Valentine's Day to Jeff and Mike. Me and a very certain cool Chris are going to have a nice just a nice candlelit dinner. Maybe he got me flowers. God, he's so cool. Happy for you, Shiggy. Very happy for you. Ecto Coolest says, are there other niche Nintendo games like Another Code that could use a fresh coat of paint and a second chance, maybe on Switch 2?
I mean,
sure.
Yeah, my first inclination was Hotel Dusk, probably just because it's somewhat similar. Hotel Dusk was such a good DS game, though. I don't even know if it's been ported to other things, but that just really worked as a DS title to me. And I know there was that one sequel to it that we maybe didn't even really get in the US. There's tons of games. Hey, let's bring back Field of Magic XXXY or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
why not?
Sure, yeah, all those weird sex games on the DS.
Hey, you know what? You know what would be nice, actually? How about Elite Beat Agents?
Man, that would be really cool.
That'd be great, huh?
They should really do that.
Nice.
Antonioni writes, tabletop mode and Joy-Cons for anytime multiplayer was a huge success with kids and has been way overlooked by games media. Switch 2's new factor will expand on Joy-Cons and the sharing experience. Hey, I'm fine with that. I'm totally okay with that, as long as for me, as long as the new Joy-Cons or even if it's the same Joy-Cons, as long as they lock on in a stronger way to the Switch body, I'll be happy. For me, they are just a little bit too loosey-goosey.
Yeah, no, I think that's fine. I generally don't have too much of a problem with them.
Yeah, but you're probably gentler on your devices than I am with the kids around. That my kids will take it and then they'll hand it back to me and be like, "Did you fucking break this thing again?" So yeah.
I mean, I think I did one time put a plus Joy-Con into the minus slot, and that is a nightmare.
Yes,
it does feel like you were just going to break the whole thing trying to get that off.
I think in the first month that everyone had the Switch, everyone put the Joy-Con on upside down, and it's like, oh well, what the fuck? This thing is just stuck on here. I got to rip it off with all my strength, and somehow it actually didn't break. It feels terrible. You're right; it's a nightmare.
But yeah, I'm sure we're going to have some kind of version of Joy-Cons in the new Switch. And again, I'm sure they're going to be like Joy-Cons, and I bet old Joy-Cons might even work, but I do hope that there's something special or different about them.
I mean, Hall effect sensors. It's an easy thing. Just do it. Your Nintendo, you can fucking afford it.
Calvin has an interesting question in chat. Do you think the Ridge Racer game that they're probably developing for Switch will require a Joy-Con drift, Jeff?
Yes, it will require. Yes, thank you. That's the correct answer. El Grudd, will Jeff shave his head, make a wig out of it, and have Dan wear it for Blight Club if Metroid Prime 4 is primarily a Switch 2 game? No, we're leaving my hair out of it.
But
we're going to Margaritaville though.
No, but I'll tell you what. Like for Superman, that fucker is not just wearing a Superman costume; he's getting a wig.
Sure,
we're getting him a that Superman majestic curl.
Majestic curl. It's got to hang down in his face in a really annoying way. And if he tries to brush it away, he's in trouble. Yeah,
it's gonna be great. I can't wait.
A good time. He'll weasel his way out of it somehow.
Nope. Not if you don't let him. Not if you don't let him this time.
Well, you think you're gonna physically restrain him? Have you?
What do you? If we just don't play a game. He'll have to play the game.
And then he won't play the game.
No, he'll play the game. It's gonna be his turn. It's fine.
How do you not know him by now? Mikey O'Leary says, your boy's finally moving up to full-time after 18 months of freelance. Congratulations, Mikey O'Leary. Can we get some claps in chat for Mikey?
Congratulations.
Here's a larger than usual dono to celebrate more hours, a raise, and benefits. Let's fucking go, Mikey. Well done.
Benefits
love to hear
for
it.
Me. Thank you.
Yeah, we're benefiting the most here. Thank you so much, Mikey O'Leary.
For the money for us.
Shigeru Miyamoto says, what is this Stellar Blade game? And then Shigeru Miyamoto follows up by saying, oh.
There's a heart on her vagina or something, right?
What?
The vagina heart? Have you seen that vagina heart?
What?
On Stellar Blade? I'm not making that up, right? No, come on, chat. That's the thing people have been talking about, the vagina heart.
Let's see, Google.
It's Valentine's Day, everybody. Come on.
Stellar Blade heart vagina.
Do it in incognito mode.
Nah, Jeff doesn't care.
No, who cares? This is my home. I can Google vagina hearts whenever I want. Not getting much on that, Mike.
I'll look at this. Don't worry.
And then Jared Helder, says, will Pentiment / Hi-Fi Rush get a physical release? That'd be cool. They might do the thing that's been happening recently where there's a physical release, but it's a collector's edition and it's $80.
Oh my God, this character's ass.
When I did Google this, the first response was Stellar Blade dev, also known for butt jiggling game.
I bet.
That's why people are excited. And hey, more power to you, everybody. You get yours. That's all. That's all the super chats for now. Hey, everybody, if you send in any more, we will get to all of them before the end of the program.
Oh, great. The first thing that comes up when I search for Stellar Blade Heart Pant is some video with the headline, Stellar Blade's beautiful assets has uptight gamers upset.
Beautiful assets. I get it.
There's that thing going around. It's like a picture of Anita Sarkeesian or whatever. And, it was like, I just can't believe this one person was able to ruin video games.
I literally just bought a game on Steam called Cum Queens. What are we talking about? It's literally in my library right now. What are you fucking people talking about?
Games are hornier than ever and also better than ever.
Yes.
There's just so many good games. Like, what are we talking about?
One game has a character you don't want to fuck, and you're like, oh, it's all over.
And it's Fable. Like, what? Why do you want to fucking Fable anyway?
All those characters you wanted to fucking Fable from before? No, of course you don't remember because they were always ugly. Shut the fuck up.
All they did was fart and talk about shit.
Cum Queens.
We got two new super chats. By the way.
Yeah, okay, well, fantastic. We deserve this money. Dibbity Dab says, friend in the IT department let me know that they're laying me off next month. Oh, great, cool. So what are the Nintendogs' favorite boozes? Dibbity Dab, I'm sorry that we went into that conversation with that tone.
For this transition.
You're gonna be good. You're gonna land on your feet. I believe in you. Favorite boozes, Mike, what's your recommendation?
Well, I mean, look, I like scotch, but those might be a little expensive right now. If you want something real special, like I do love to get a Lagavulin, maybe an Ardbeg, which is pretty good, not quite as expensive. But honestly, a bourbon will probably do. You know what? Bullet bourbon always steers me right. That's a very well-priced bottle, and it's a very good bourbon. It's great for both mixers and just sipping. Get yourself a bottle of Bull and get the rye or the regular. I prefer the regular, but you'll be fine.
That sounds good. No, sorry, Dibbity Dab. You're gonna be all right. Connell Wood says, Mike, Rule 34 art isn't official.
Look, this game is nothing but Rule 34. I don't think Rule 34 artists have bothered with Stellar Blade. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, look at this game. Look, I haven't been able to find this thing about her heart pants, so I'm pretty sure it was real, though. I think there's a heart on her vagina.
Okay.
All right. Is that it?
Yeah, that's all for the super chats for now. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Let's take another quick break here. We'll come back, and we are going to see what our community has to say about an upcoming Nintendo Direct. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Oh, we'll come back for sure. So... yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Mike. I tried to look this up.
I 100% thought this was a bait. He was just trying to get us to be like, hey, you looked at her vagina.
I thought I saw it on like Reddit. People were like making fun of like there's literally a stitched in heart pattern.
Are you talking about
pants
Burn the Witch?
I don't know what that is.
This is an anime called Burn the Witch.
No, I thought
this
it was
this a character that has a literally heart on her thingy.
Yeah, not sure. Anyways, we can get back into it.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right.
Where's the thread? I'm in the wrong thing. There it is. All right, Jeff, we are back. We have asked the community for direct expectations. Now,
sorry, I have to stop the show. I just Googled your Stellar Blade thing, and it took me to the Stellar Blade Reddit. And the first comment I see here is about the controversy, and it says, feels like they're compensating for past sins. And with the whole Epstein debacle, I feel this controversy is just an easy A for some journalists. So that explains why we're all so upset about Stellar Blade, Mike. All right, go ahead.
Is anybody even upset?
No, of course not.
Like, just because I'm making fun of a game because, like, the character's, butt is a lot. Trust me, I'm not mad. I'm not, like, happy about it either. There are more complex emotions out there, everybody.
More video game posts on the internet should include with the whole Epstein debacle.
Well, what the hell? What did Epstein have to do with anything?
You know how games journalists covered that up, Mike.
No,
come on.
What are we talking about?
Come on, buddy. You know.
we asked our community what they're expecting for a direct. I think this is going to turn to hopes also, Jeff, because, not everybody's necessarily talking about it as a third-party thing. So yeah, hopes and expectations on a direct. And hey, maybe not even necessarily the partner direct, but the next time we hear about Nintendo announcing video games. How about that?
Let's do it.
Critic Basketball said, I expected F-Zero, Star Fox, Metroid, Mother 3, and Wind Waker HD. Anything less is a letdown. I am actually pretty surprised that we are getting through this entire Switch and without a port of Mother 3. And the people will be like, Mike, they're never going to port Mother 3. It has this one thing about religion or something. I'm like, yeah, change that one thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Nintendo has really cooled off on that stuff. That's just not really holding a lot of stuff back. Have you seen the eShop? I guess people would argue it's a Nintendo first-party game, so maybe they would be more sensitive. It doesn't seem like it.
Is it Bayonetta nothing but blasphemy and like tits?
Yes. And ass.
Yeah,
Sounds cool.
And ass.
Yeah.
Jamie H1224 says, while most people want Hi-Fi Rush, I'd be just as happy with Pentiment. And the one more thing should be a Prime 2 Shadow Drop. Jeff, we actually did get a super chat over here right now saying from Infinite Inspiration. It said, hi, Jeff. Any news on Metroid Prime 2 and 3 remastered? So that with this.
Listen, the only news still is that the last I heard is that these things were ready and Nintendo's holding on to them. And as I always say, they really have held on to things for longer and longer and longer. If we're getting a partner direct, that means it's very likely that Fire Emblem game that's been done for a year and a half, that remake, still isn't coming out. That thing's not going to get announced. So it's like they're holding on to games for not just like 6 months. They literally are holding on to them for 12, 18 months. So it's possible that these things get lost, but I've heard that they're done, they're ready. Nintendo can release them whenever they want.
I mean, you think something like a Prime 2 or a Fire Emblem remake could just be tweeted out? Or
definitely could be.
It?
They definitely could be, yes. At this point, I hope they kind of just do that with all of those games. That'd be great.
Nick Turbo has a picture of Hi-Fi Rush. That is a fun cast in Hi-Fi Rush, with maybe the main character being the least interesting of them all. He was a little bit too much of a dumb himbo for me. I like him still, but
yeah, he's definitely one of those characters that's been more common in games recently that is bolstered and becomes more likable because of the way the people around him treat him and the way that they behave. It's definitely how I felt about what's his name, Cal from Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and it's mostly how I feel about this character here. And I think he's a good glue for that crew. I like being the dumb himbo where everyone feels like, well, I got to help this idiot out. I like that part, but yeah, I get that maybe that trope is a little bit well worn at this point.
Low Rule says, assuming this is a partner showcase, how fucking awesome would it be to get a Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars remaster sequel? That's a good one, man.
I would be so excited. That'd be awesome. School.
That'd be fantastic.
I would be very happy about that.
1,000,000% do that. That's a game that would almost certainly sell better on the Switch right now than it did on the DS.
Yep. I think they could put it out, and it would. I think it would be very well received as well. Like, it would sell better, but I think people would be like, "Man, this thing actually is just a ton of fun because it is just a good time."
Alex says, "I expect you all to get blamed somehow for something. Maybe tease a future Pokemon thing." Well, now we're going to get blamed for a direct getting delayed or not getting delayed now,
right? or like they always say, they always have a reason why it's not going to happen. It's like, guys, I'm just trying to tell you what I'm hearing. I'm sorry.
Joyce says just a few small requests, and it's a picture of Mother 3. So there it is. Always Be Clothing says, Mike and Jeff have been let out of Nintendo jail.
Listen, don't expect the impossible.
I forget if I knew this. The Nintendo of America Twitter account, this isn't some weird humble brag. Who cares? They don't follow very many people on Twitter. That's only like 230, and I am one of them. So they'll follow me on Twitter, but they won't
would always use our pull quotes and stuff like that. Like that, we would be in a lot of those. GameSpeed would be in a lot of those accolades trailers. We definitely showed up in a handful of commercials.
Nintendo games, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly. But it's like a lot of people like Nintendo games. They like knew they could rely on us for like, well, they're going to cover this game. They're going to be there, and we like them. And they definitely like talking to Kit and Krista. They're like, yeah, your guys' names came up all the time in Nintendo of America. It's like, oh, okay. So yeah, Not too
I
surprised.
mean, it was even at the time they told me it was Japan who was mad. Japan was the ones who blacklisted
yes, it's
us.
definitely Kyoto is mad at you, Mike.
They say the words Kyoto. I was like, oh shit, that's a city. That's not good. Villain Max says Yakuza / Like a Dragon ports. I would love to have like Zero
would be a good
those remakes 1 and 2. That'd be fun.
Just put the zombie one on there, and that's it.
2X King Beefhammer, excuse me, says put Donkey Kong 64 on NSO. Who could say no to a 90s platformer like Rare? I am looking for a dumb excuse to play Donkey Kong 64 for the first time in decades, Jeff. I'm not gonna lie.
Man, you're lucky that lucky that Burgle My Bananas already happened, or else we could come up with something to force you to play through the whole thing on Giant Bomb.
We do have to get an NSO update at some point here, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it like really does slow to a crawl so that they can do a big update when the new system launches.
Can a bitch get a donut? Says I would like them to increase the glacial pace of NSO droppings, please and thank you.
Yep.
I agree, although saying NSO droppings is a funny phrase.
Literally my thoughts exactly.
Ben JC says the announcement of the Fire Emblem remake and it'll launch this year. I mean, that game could still come out this year. It'd be wild if it doesn't even come out this year, I suppose.
It'd be wild. I expect it to still come out this year.
Or do you think that maybe because Engage didn't sell super hot compared to Three Houses, do you think maybe they want to kind of rest it a little bit?
Maybe. I mean, they have a lot of leeway in terms of like figuring out how they reintroduce these games when they do keep them in their back burner. So it's like, hey, maybe we do let it cool off and let people forget about Engage so they can get excited about a Fire Emblem game again. That's probably part of it.
Lee at it again says this is going to sound like a troll, but I promise it's not. Wind Waker HD.
Hey, we all want it.
I would love, and God, I hope there's even some more fun improvements. My one thing is I want orchestrated music this time. That's really the only other thing I need in that game.
I booted that up on the mini PC this past weekend.
Oh, it's so good. Tommy Pencil says a bunch of remakes / remasters of GameCube, Wii, DS, and 3DS games. Well, I think that is what you're gonna get. Oh, Paper Mario is coming, and I'm excited for that. I hope it's that is good. And then Luigi's Mansion 2 is coming to Switch, actually, right? I'm not making that up. That wasn't
that's real.
Announced.
That's real. Do you think a partner direct could be a place where that is it Namco Bandai said they're working on an action remake of a 3DS game or from Nintendo?
Know. Maybe they try to slide it in there. I mean, we all assume that's Kid Icarus Uprising, right?
And that's probably too big for a partnership.
Probably too much for that. Chaos Buckaroo says, I want more surprises like Famicom Detective Club in another code. Nintendo has made some deep cuts on the Switch. Yeah, they have. I mean, there's a lot of DS and deep cuts that you can put on Switch still. Tons of those kinds of games. Dirk says Metroid Prime 2 Remaster Shadow Drop. Let's go. And then Bopole, Todyssey, Bopvin, Rebop says, I predict Pokemon will show up to tease the Pokemon Day Direct the next week. Oh, is Pokemon Day a real thing that's coming up?
Yeah, that's likely happening. That's part of the rumors swirling out of South America. You know, that one place.
Yes.
Great place. Everything good comes from South America.
Uh-huh.
Coffee, apparently.
And vagina hearts.
And vagina hearts. Okay. I wonder what like a big thing could actually be for Pokemon. If it's something big, I assume Black and White remakes are most likely. Although maybe a Let's Go, Johto, maybe a new Legends. That seems further away. But I don't know. I maybe shouldn't expect anything that big right now.
Christian is mad at me in chat because I said Namco Bandai, and they used to be called Namco Bandai. They changed to Bandai Namco.
I'm not mad. I'm just like, are you doing it on purpose or?
I'm definitely not doing it on purpose. And Mike's right that I'm a boomer. But like, yeah, like that's definitely a moment where I'm like, they were like, okay, now we're Namco Bandai, and then like, yeah, like a year later they changed it to Bandai Namco. But I remember the first thing. I remember it, the first one.
Yeah, I was there when.
Also, Namco's the company that makes games, so I think of that company first. All right.
I suppose that Bandai, the company that made Tamagotchi or whatever.
Yeah, get fucked, Bandai.
Velocity Price says, dare we dream that this is the day we finally ascend to spoon heaven. That game's gotta like get a release date at some point. That game is going to come out. I know it seems like it's not, but it is.
Why is it the dumbest things I say that catch on with the community? It's just the dumbest ones that I like.
Well, Spoon Heaven was not even close to the real name of that game. What does Spoons or Heaven have to do with it? It was very, very funny. Spoon Heaven.
Spoon Heaven.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I need help, Mike.
Yeah, I know. Slane says Xbox, then the cross out Xbox. Microsoft Game Pass on Switch.
Yeah, let's go.
Probably not. SWSP says, I would like Sega Saturn on NSO expansion pack, please and thank you. Hey, I would maybe freak out for nothing more than Sega Saturn on NSO. That's a more difficult console to emulate, but maybe it can be figured out. I don't know. It just seems it'd be so cool. It's messed up.
Wasn't there a game released as a standalone product that was a Saturn game that was
Panzer
emulated?
Dragoon?
No, that was
emulated.
a remake. That was a remake.
Yeah, Panzer Dragoon got remade, and I don't know. I never heard amazing things about that.
But the word was, I'm trying to remember. I'm pulling from memory that Sega Saturn emulator was pretty decent and ready to go.
I remember what you're talking about now. Yes.
Oh, are you talking about the Con collection, Jeff?
Yeah,
yes,
sure.
I think that's right.
Because they found out that it's just an emulator running ISOs. Because if you have a homebrew Switch, guess what? You can just replace the ISO.
That's
okay,
right.
then. So they probably know how well every game runs on the Switch.
Yeah, there's very good Saturn emulation on the Switch.
Well, then
That's
there we
awesome.
are. That's exactly okay. That would be fantastic.
I actually want to play more Cotton games. Cotton is a cute 'em up. It's like a shoot 'em up, but
right,
it's cuter.
the 'em up genre.
Yeah. There's Panorama Cotton, which is it kind of plays more like a Star Fox almost. Yeah.
There's Choaniki. That's a 'em up, if you know what I mean.
Is that the one with the?
That's the one with the oiled up muscle dudes in Speedos.
Cool. Okay. Chat Bink says Luigi's Mansion 1 HD Shadow Drop. I might sound crazy, but they dropped Metroid Prime 1 and both Pikmin 1 and 2 games out of nowhere last year. I mean, do you think they were going to be like, hey, we're going to have Luigi's Mansion 3 and 2 on Switch? Maybe we should just get Luigi's Mansion 1 on there.
They probably just save that for next Halloween, right? To put it on the Switch too, and let you buy them all at that point.
Maybe. I mean, at some point here, Luigi's Mansion 4 is going to also come out in the next few years, honestly. So.
Yep.
In all likelihood. Tink says Earthbound remake or something. Seriously, you'll have to play it this year. It gets better after the initial grind. I want to.
It's my mother year. This is my mother year. I'm making it happen.
I don't know if I can make it happen. I promised 1 year, and then it didn't happen. And there are already so many JRPGs I need to play. I beat the first Golden Sun, and I still need to beat the second one. So there's a lot. I want to play Earthbound. I'll get to it before I die. I promise that. Evo Janice says, with Xbox coming to other platforms, I expect Halo DS port coming to.
Why do you tempt fate like that? You're just now someone's gonna kill you just so you can't play.
And then people are gonna say that piece of shit didn't beat Earthbound.
Never played promised. Mother.
Fuck. Do you think we are going to see a Halo game released on the successor to the Switch, Jeff?
No, I don't think so. No. Well,
be wild.
Man, by the end of that generation, if they're super still in the Halo Live service, probably not. Because I bet the pathway back to making Halo matter again is to sort of retreat back into just Halo-ass Halo, but we'll see.
I thought Infinite was pretty Halo-ass.
I mean, the way it plays is Halo-ass Halo, for sure, yes.
Yeah, but I understand what you mean. People just kind of gloss over the fact that game had a good campaign, huh? It's that didn't get in any points.
Well, I mean, people bring up they didn't have co-op at launch, so it sucked. I'm like, fuck you. You never played those games co-op.
I know.
You never played them co-op. Shut the fuck up. I like that game a lot.
Screaming Bad says, I'm cautiously optimistic about Square Enix announcing a Final Fantasy Tactics Remastered Collection at the next Direct. Upgraded versions of the original, Advanced, and A2. I mean, I think you'll get... I forgot about Tactics, which is rumored to get a remake, and I think that might happen. I don't think you're going to get Advanced in A2. You're not going to get a
remakes, and probably not in NSO, but they could easily sell those games as a package for $25, $30.
They could, but they won't. It'll just be the first Tactics.
Well, I mean, that'll be the first one that gets full remastered. But sell something on the Switch, I would love that.
Domino Crossing says, I just want Prime 2 and 3, even if they aren't full remasters, as long as they have the re-encoded 48
kilohertz.
High definition. Thank you, Jeff.
Yep.
High definition audio, like Metroid Prime Remaster. I will be incredibly ecstatic. There's some box art mock-ups here that look cool. Yeah, I never actually beat Metroid Prime 2 and Metroid Prime 3, and it's messed up, and I always meant to. And I just want an excuse to play them again. I don't need them remasters much. As long as they just have those stellar controls, even that the Metroid Prime 1 remake had, that would almost be enough for me. Now, I would love it if they were remastered as much as 1 because that remaster rules. I think about just playing that again.
Oh yeah,
all the time.
All
Jeff,
the
and I have
time.
to just literally stop myself.
all
I
the
literally,
time, because it's like once you
cannot.
start playing, you're not. It's like it's so easy to keep playing that game because it's so goddamn good. Yep. I think about it all the time.
Shojiko says Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, but if we get some kind of Xbox announcements, I like to see Rare Replay ported to Switch. That's the big one for me. Like, what are we even doing if we're going to start porting more Xbox games to Switch and Rare Replay isn't one of them? Like, it's fucked up. It's messed up.
Agreed.
Come on.
I would love that. Rare Replay rules.
It does. Except even all those weird Commodore 64 games that I only find sort of interesting, I'm glad they're there.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of history there. The
Saberwolf
is like when you go back and play that and you realize like the first one came out before Zelda and you look at it like, man, this is basically just Zelda. It's like, man, Nintendo's been kind of being inspired by Rare for a very long time.
Yep. Wolf 5 says, I have all but given up hope for new releases from these franchises, but at least give me some ports. Please, Jeff. It's Kid Icarus.
Oh, don't give up hope.
And Punch Out.
Punch Out will come back. They'll do another
Someday.
Punch Out. Next level will kind of circle back around to it in between one of these soccer games and Luigi's Mansion.
Well, I could see, so like in between Luigi's Mansion 3 and 4, they made,
Soccer?
the new soccer game, and maybe between 4 and 5, that's when they go back to Punch Out. Why
That's
not?
exactly what I'm expecting.
Laser Wolf says, whatever's next for Pokemon, I'm sure it will be a remake that will release this fall.
What is the one that's most likely? Are people thinking it's a Let's Go or maybe even Legends?
People think a remake of Black and White is most likely. Sean, you probably know better.
Yeah, they've been teasing a lot of Black and White stuff, both in the games and outside of the games right now. Some people are assuming that's something related to Black and White. There's a rumor that might actually be like, maybe not number, but something of a Black and White 3 is one of the rumors.
Oh, interesting.
Like, something new in that, part of the Pokemon world. We'll see what happens, but it's probably something Black and White.
Don't the Black and White games look good, like visually?
Yeah, they look great.
So,
Mike, when you had
cool looking,
when you had AJ on there, and he said, "Well, I've been saying all this time, like those games just look like HD 2D minus like the the bloom and everything like that. Like they already look incredible." So yeah, we'll see what they do.
I just googled Black and White 2 and it took me to the Peter Molyneux game. Fucking Christ!
Hell yeah!
All right, yeah, man, that game looks good.
It's the last great Pokemon game for me. Love it. Breadfish says, I would like one Silk Song, please. Thank you. Come on right up, Breadfish. Teriyaki Blue says, I'm hopeful for Diddy Kong Racing for NSO or something with GameCube on NSO for the games they are not going to remaster. Do you have like a really easy, like what's like the one game you want the most on NSO right now, Jeff? Answer?
No, nothing like immediately comes to mind. I would definitely have to think about it. I mean,
I'll say mine. It might be yours because it would be a Metroid Zero mission.
Oh, that's definitely right up there. Yes, absolutely. I suppose there's probably a couple
Donkey
of those.
Kong 94.
Donkey Kong 94 not being announced already is messed up, right?
It's messed up.
Yeah, so that's actually probably number one.
Especially with I mean, that's coming out soon. Mario vs. Donkey Kong remake. That's very imminent.
I would take Diddy Kong Racing. I'd be pretty happy with that.
Diddy Kong Racing's fun. I mean, I kind of feel about Diddy Kong Racing the same way I feel about Mario Kart. Like, yeah, those are all like fun 8 out of 10s. I like them.
Yep, I like them a lot.
Dr. Ryan says, I want them to bring back the interstitials, like when Iwata and Reggie would fight, or Mega 64 make Reggie a robot. These directs aren't weird enough.
Those were always E3 directs, so don't expect that from us.
Yeah, there is something, I get that, and I'm also a little bit like, you know what, that was that era when, we had Iwata, we had Reggie, and there was like, for some reason, Iwata, Reggie, and Miyamoto had comedic, like, chemistry. I don't know why they did, but they did.
Yeah, you don't need to force Doug Bowser out there to do that. Just let him do his job.
Corley Poo.
Puppets? Sorry.
Oh, the puppets were great. I remember seeing those puppets.
Those were awesome.
Corley Poo says, Phil Spencer will appear and do a snap. I think Jan said that would be messed up if Phil Spencer does the snap. I think that would be like Venom to the Xbox fanboys. I think they would freak the hell out. They would. There would
be like gifts by the end of that hour of him doing that, and then like a nuke going off on the Xbox.
Yep. Sir Meatwad says, my prediction / most wanted direct wish would be for it to take place on Valentine's Day, for us to finally get a major Hollow Knight Silksong update. Silksong was announced as a standalone game on Valentine's Day 5 years ago in 2019. Yeah, I mean,
I've been waiting for that game a long time, huh?
I played it I think I played it at E3 2019, which is sort of weird to be that it was playable there. And it's like, man, just 5 games since then doing something. Adam GC says a sequel to NBA Street Volume 2 with everything the same and updated rosters. I mean, that would be amazing. I don't know if people can mod NBA Street as easily as they do like Tecmo Bowl, and you have like Tecmo Bowl with modern rosters.
They probably do, but
that'd
it's
be
not,
amazing.
it's not super necessary because you want to play as a lot of the classic players anyhow.
Right.
So yeah.
I guess
there was an
NBA
NBA Street Volume 3, by the way, but he's right to ignore that.
I think most people like 2 a lot more. Although the GameCube version of Volume 3 does have Mario, Luigi, and Peach.
Mario, yep.
That's weird. Hosp says, gotta be some more ports in the vein of Red Dead / Arkham Collection from last year. I'd take Fallout 3. I mean, if you put Fallout 3 in New Vegas on Switch, I bet that would do very well. And maybe, like somebody asked before, hey, Xbox should put more of their older games on Switch. Absolutely, there should be Fallout 3. And it's weird Fallout 3 isn't, because we did get Skyrim on Switch, but Skyrim's on everything, right? Huh?
Yeah. And it's that's kind of part of Skyrim's whole thing. If they're gonna do old games, put like Dishonored on there. That could be cool on the Switch.
Yeah, Dishonored would be fun. Like a Dylan Infinite Wealth says, this is a total long shot and based on nothing, but I'm a slut for deck building roguelikes. I want to see what Nintendo made one of those would look like. Is there a character or franchise you think would be good for a deck building roguelike from Nintendo?
I mean,
here's an extra challenge: not Wario.
Then I don't have an answer. I don't know. But I mean, listen, I think if you did like the Kirby powers and brought that into a deck building thing, that could be pretty cool.
Fun.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that. I accept it. Anderson64 says Beyond Good and Evil 20th anniversary. All right. Yeah. I'd like to see that. Adam G says, give me all the Like a Dragon games playable on Switch / Switch Up. That's their preferred name for the sequel. Super Blastic says, if it's a partner showcase, we better see more Cowgirl Princess Peach partner.
I get it.
Good design. Oh, I see. Sorry, got distracted by this design. Edging to Daisy. That's the next name. Jesus Christ. Edging to Daisy says, a new Donkey Kong platformer, Metroid Prime 4. Since we've seen Cowgirl Peach, I want to see Wa Peach doing her best.
How much are we charging these people to make you say these things? What's my Patreon set at? We gotta.
Excuse me, Jeff. I need to finish this sentence.
Sorry,
Since we've seen Cowgirl Peach, I want to see Wa Peach doing her best reverse.
We might need to police. We might need to police this shit from now on.
Wa Peach reverse Cowgirl's pretty good.
Look. You can't be mad when it's good.
Those are the rules. That's the rule.
Good wordplay there. JD Camp says Nintendo was rebuying the Seattle Mariners. If you had asked me, I would be like, they still own that team, probably, right? I don't know.
I do remember when they sold it. I wish they still owned it because they did weird things like you can order beer with your DS. I want to do that.
Oh,
again.
hell yeah. Joyzy has a bully too. I don't know if they're going to announce bully
Jack.
too.
Or whatever hell that fake game was called.
What game? What are you talking about?
That's a thing where like GameSpot had a stub on their site for Bully 2. They're like,
right.
And it's like
Kevin's back, Jack.
Kevin's back, Jack. Yes, and it's a Bully 2 : Kevin's back, Jack. And someone like found that in an RSS. And they're like, GameSpot knows. And like, and then someone from GameSpot had to be like, no, we just made that up. That's just a completely made up name. That someone just thought that was funny. And so I think about Bully 2, Kevin's back, Jack a lot. Who was it?
Game Informer.
Oh, it was Game Informer. Thank you. Okay, that's right. Yeah. Game Informer.
Octo says Furukawa will come out with a bag of Jeff Grubb's hair and eat the hair live on camera. Miyamoto will join him without saying a word and will also start eating Grubb's hair.
Cool.
Both will look straight into camera as they chew on Grubb's hair, plus some new Kirby game gets announced. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I wonder what is next for Kirby, because they've done a lot with Kirby on Switch, like a ton. I wonder if maybe you keep Kirby a little quiet till it's just time for Forgotten Land 2 at this point.
Yeah, I mean, unless there's a Kirby's Dream Course 2, and then that's Game of the Year.
Sure.
My hair is still hanging up in a bag in my garage.
At least it's not in my garage anymore. So
I'm happy. I'm happy for you.
Why? Why?
I should just throw it out. Listen, I might have actually thrown it out by now, but I think it's still in. I think it's still in my garage.
What happens to hair after a while? How long till hair starts disintegrating?
Let's go find out.
Vision 49 says if it's first party and Pokemon shows up in some capacity, I think we also get all the GB and GBA entries at a Tenniso. If it's a partner direct, I think we get a Mina the Hollowware release date.
Ooh,
we
that's a
could
good
get
one.
Mina the Holloware at a partner. I don't think you're ever going to see Pokemon games on NSO because they just want to remake and charge you for those.
Yeah, I mean, there could be a world where eventually yellow and red and blue end
Like,
up on there.
Really old ones.
The
Sure.
oldest ones, and that's it.
Cryoris says, I would like the usual batch of remastered bits everyone is waiting on. Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Prime 2, and 3.
You and me both.
Team Money OG says we will get a remaster in the Metroid Prime series, but it's Federation Force. That'll be the last game to get remastered, right?
Yeah, there's a chance that's the one that just never surfaces ever again.
I would, I never actually played it beyond that E3 where we play it, Jeff, and we're upset. But can you, you have to have some sick fantasies about playing through Metroid Prime Federation Force.
I think I did play a bunch of it.
I mean,
in the last year. Did we do that for a UPF or something? Maybe not.
I don't know. I don't remember you ever playing this. Man, there's 4 of them. The compadres could ride again.
Oh boy! All right.
Just what a terrible. What the last game that should be focused on co-op? What the hell are you thinking?
Yep.
Lenny Cool Dick Denver says a game that looks cool, but the release date just says 2025. I'll forget about it by then, anyways. Or I don't know, washing feet. How about a feet washing simulator? That'll go over well. Diego says, honestly, a physical version of Hi-Fi Rush or Pentiment would fucking slap. Maybe we get the release date for Spoon Heaven. Warren Cliff says the release date for Metal Slug Tactics. Yeah, we haven't heard from that one in a while.
Yeah,
huh?
that one did just disappear. God, the Saudi state is just taking that one for themselves.
Equivalent Exchange Eden says Balatro on Switch announcement / release date.
That would rule.
I need to check out this Balatro game, huh?
Yeah, if you have any affinity for poker, it's going to
I love poker.
Swallow your life.
I've been quiet about it because I'm like, Jan's carving out poker as part of his identity. I want him to have that, but I like poker a lot.
Oh yeah, poker is one of my favorites.
Ed says I'm expecting a quiet partner direct before a meaty March. Hopefully Pentiment appears though. Input name here says Princess Peach Showtime costume amiibos. Yeah, I wonder. I wish they would make more amiibos. I still like them a lot. The functionality side of it is almost dead. But I just like the way that they look. I am very sad that we didn't live in a world where we got Gino and Mallow amiibos, Jeff. I would have fucking loved those. Big Tony, the Final Fantasy guy, says, my dogs, I would expect Hi-Fi Rush, but hoping for Gears or Master Chief Collection would be nice for a Final Fantasy 13 port for my Final Fantasy year, but I'm prepared for them to show 3 more farming sims instead. We are going to get a Final Fantasy 13 trilogy remaster at some point in the next few years is my prediction. That's coming.
Yeah, it's probably not at this direct, but yeah, probably sometime in the future.
Michael Riley says, all I ever want now, thanks to Mike and John Linneman, as I never played the series until recently, is Ridge Racer. Yeah, me and John are going to just make this happen.
Yeah, you guys are onto something.
I got to combine forces with John. I have no idea if John knows who I am, but I bet he'll be very excited that I like Ridge Racer. Fudsack says, Doug Bowser appears holding a grocery bag full of Jeff Grubb's hair and announces Metroid Prime 2 Remastered is not coming soonish. Hammond of Texas says Mario Hockey. That would be great.
No, it can't happen because then Backlar would like something.
they'll announce it on the Sphere. Don't worry, so it'll be a set. Weezman says, I want Nintendo to finally give our boy the respect he deserved since they invited him for tennis and make a tennis RPG starring Waluigi. That would be pretty cool. That'd be a good way of doing that, huh?
Oh, yeah. Waluigi and Wario RPG, but it's one of the sports ones. That'd be fantastic. Camelot, make it happen.
Like Subaru says, another Metroid remaster. Ideally, a Metroid Prime 2, but I settle for just about anything. Hey, I have a suggestion. You know what game I really liked? Metroid Prime Pinball. Metroid Prime
Pinball. What's going on? How are we holding up?
We're good. Metroid Prime Pinball was
That'd be great.
Fun, and I want to play that again. Isaac Clark says Miyamoto walks out in a "Don't Tread on Me" shirt, but doesn't address it whatsoever. That would be the funniest thing ever, actually.
Because it would legit be like, now look, it's Japanese. Does he even know or care? Is it just they think it's cool?
No.
Yeah.
Does he even know? Gerber says it's time for Rockstar to show the Switch some love and put Earthworm Jim 3D on it. So I'd play it.
Earthworm
Why
Jim
not?
3D, not as bad as these other Light Club games we've played.
No, I don't think I. It's funny because I actually did like Earthworm Jim a lot as a kid. I had an Earthworm Jim 2 poster in my room forever. Never even touched Earthworm Jim 3D because everybody just said it was so bad.
It's a bad
like,
game,
yeah.
but like I was like, okay, I'm playing Bubsy 3D. Let's go check out this Earthworm Jim 3D. I'm like, oh my god,
compare.
this is so nice. It controls like a video game.
I bet doesn't compare. Willow Davis says an immersive VR furry waifu experience rated AO. Only. Zoomer says, how about the first official mention of the Nintendo Switch Advance plus a renewed commitment to Mario RPGs? I do wonder what the future of Mario RPGs is now that the Mario RPG remix seems like it sold very well, Jeff.
Yeah.
I hope there's more.
Get that team back on and make a Super Mario RPG 2.
I mean,
that'd be really cool.
I was so bitter because when Paper Mario was first being talked about, it was just called Mario RPG 2. And of course, it wasn't really that. It's like it in a lot of ways. But like when I saw that, I was like, oh, good. Gino and Mallow are going to be back. It's going to look like that. Very different. And I was always a little tough on the first Paper Mario because of that. And Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door was when I was like over it and really loved it. But God, I would love an actual Mario RPG 2. That'd be amazing.
Me too. Of the names that they could go back to for the Switch, though, which one would you like the most? Who cares? Like, what's most likely? Would you want like Super Nintendo Switch, Mario, or Nintendo Advance, or Nintendo Switch Advance?
I think I'm a little normie here. I just want Switch 2. Actually.
Okay, fair enough.
I just want Switch 2. I just want to be, especially at the Wii, I just want to be as simple and clear as possible. Sasquatching says Chibi Robo Remastered and Nintendo Pinball Games Collection. Yeah.
That's a good one. Collect them all together. That would be fantastic.
Yeah,
then you could do Mario,
one.
and then it's like, okay, it's fun to have the bad one.
Yeah. But man, I mean, it's a little complicated with Pokemon, but you can get both Pokemon pinballs, Kirby pinball.
They would figure that out for the
Metroid
pinball
Prime.
games.
Yeah. Ant the Sav says the new Mario Sluggers, please and thank you. I would also love that.
Another one
And
that's like been rumored, and now it's like, where is that going to come?
I would love it. The DMC Depressed Me Crying says, I really just want the next 3D Mario. It's been a ridiculous wait since Odyssey. Another 3D Kirby as a bonus and a new Wario Land. The series would be fantastic as a 3D platformer, as a pipe dream. Hey, if you think Wario Land would be fantastic as a 3D platformer, you should check out Wario World on GameCube. They made one of those, and it's great, and no one ever talks about it.
Made by one of the most accomplished developers of all time, Treasure.
Made by freaking Treasure. The only problem, it's too short, which isn't going to bother you now when you go and download it for Dolphin. You'll be completely fine.
That's right.
Jeff, if there is a thing on March and they're going to talk about Switch 2, do you expect there to be any game announcements, or maybe just like one game announcement and it is the next Mario? Do you think they announce it with the Switch 2?
I think it's pretty similar to that those early Switch trailers where it's like, it's not an announcement, but in the video, they're playing that new Mario game. Oh my God, look at all that stuff. What is that? I can't wait till they actually officially announce that so we know what's going on here. But isn't that exciting? And it will probably be very exciting.
It'll be very exciting.
Yep.
All right. Fantastic. That's it for all the messages from our community. Thank you so much, everybody. We're going to take one last break here. We'll come back. We'll read the rest of the super chats, talk about anything we've been playing and all that stuff. So thank you. Hold tight.
All right.
All right. Let's jump right back into it.
Yep.
All right. Let's do it.
Good to go.
And we're back. Jeff, I mean, have you been playing anything Nintendo-wise? I know I've been still in this weird position where all my night game that used to be dedicated to Switch has been all Persona 3 on my ROG lately, so not so much on my front.
Not much. Like I said, I was messing around with the mini PC, and I played about an hour and a half of Wind Waker, but most of that was wandering around the island with the kids because they were like mesmerized by it. I'm like, oh yeah, this game still looks cool to kids.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So does the beginning of Wind Waker bother you? It seems like at the time it seemed like it's a little slow, but then Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword were so much more ridiculous in terms of how slow the start was. Like, that Wind Waker seems briefish now. Yeah,
I'm so like aware of what those games were from that time that Wind Waker and Twilight Princess both don't actually bother me all that much. Skyward Sword was a bit much when I went back to that recently. That's the one that's like hard for me to get over that hump, as evidenced by the fact that I started it on Switch and did not get far into it.
Why don't we read the rest of the super chats? I think the last one we read was about the Metroid Prime remastered.
Yeah, I got it right here from Alvin. Alvin says, now that games are coming from Microsoft, chances on Rare Replay and especially Killer Instinct. They've been working on Killer Instinct lately. Would be great multi-platform. I hope they do find a way to like bring Killer Instinct everywhere, but I wonder if they save that for Killer Instinct 2. Whatever they call the next one, because they're definitely working on a new one. Whether or not that happens in a year from now or 5 years from now is still the question.
I wonder if the Switch 2 is going to help Nintendo kind of get back with these third-party fighting games. I know we had a port of Mortal Kombat 1, and it was really bad, but it's a shame. Like, new Street Fighter, and new Tekken, and all the stuff. You can't really play that on Switch.
Yep, I hope that's the case. We'll see.
Well,
the chances for a rare replay, that's, there's a chance. That'd be cool. I mean, it makes a ton of sense. Yes.
The one thing that might sound is like, well, we want to release these games on NSO. So, but there's some precedent there. There was a pretty big Genesis collection that was already available for Nintendo for a long time before we got Genesis NSO. So hopefully they won't really care, but who knows?
From Fergus. Can't watch the full live stream, but I love the show. Thank you so much, Fergus.
Thank you, Fergus. Appreciate it.
Listen to Nuck If You Buck and let me know if you need any more hip hop recs. Yeah, I my understanding is they did a slowed down version of Nuck If You Buck for that Knuckles trailer for the TV show, which is a very funny thing to me. That's pretty.
I didn't know what that song was until this trailer came out and people were talking about it. But that's nice.
Dibbity Dab is back. It says, with the whole Epstein debacle, I'm happy that Jeff, Cum Queen, and Mike Blasphemy and Tits have made it through 2024 to keep covering video games. Yeah, me too. Well
Blasphemy
said.
and Tits. You put that in the box for Bayonetta.
L. Grug says, so would this Switch 2 March reveal be just like that initial 3-minute roof party Switch trailer, or something longer where we get more details? I mean, I think both are on the table. My assumption, and this is probably just to be like, well, let's keep things in check here, is that it would be like a 3-minute trailer.
I could see it being a bit different than that Switch show. So much of that was like trying to just sell people on like the basics of what this thing even is, and trying to make it seem hip and exciting. Everybody knows what the Switch is about right now. So I mean. Do you think Nintendo's even really all that concerned about the Wii U problem happening this time? It just seems like it can't be like that again.
Well, I mean, there's concerns they should be, which is, hey, let's just make sure we got this stuff, properly boarded up so that we know what we're doing. We don't make those same mistakes. But I think they know what the mistakes were and know how to avoid them.
But there was a sense at the end of the Wii that people were kind of over the Wii, and there's no sense that people are over the Switch.
Nowhere close to that. Yes, definitely not. So yeah, I mean, hey, it could take any form. But I just won't be surprised if it's just a small video, maybe a little bit longer than 3 minutes, but not like some huge event right out of the gate in March, because, they will probably have a summer direct where they can really go hard on that stuff if that's how this is going to play out. Mike, there might be one more. Yes, there it is. From Kevin. Vagina Hearts? Love that Ubisoft game. Sequel soon? That's good, Kevin. That's good stuff.
Ubisoft.
Skull
and Bones.
That does it for the Super Chats, Mike.
Ubisoft.
Ubiquitous software.
Star Wars.
You okay? Mike has gone bye-bye.
Sean in chat just like question mark. They're making a Star Wars game.
Yeah. They are,
Word
Mike.
Association. Skull and
Is that what was happening
bones.
there? Word association.
Kono with skull and vagina.
You forgot how to podcast, everybody. Just stand back. Give them some air.
It's fine. I'm going to find this vagina heart. I promise. That'll be my Valentine's Day mission.
Mike Minotti and the adventure for the vagina heart.
Mike?
Yes, Sean.
Check podcast stuff after the show is over.
Can I check it now?
Oh, of course you want to check it now. Fine. I'm worried Jeff's going to show it on screen. And
I went to the other one.
Don't ruin the channel.
Mature content from the start.
Oh, it's a vagina heart! We found it!
Oh my fucking god!
We found it! I didn't make it up. This was
Click
literally
to see
the
NSFW. What is that?
A fever dream.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Oh my god!
Oh my
and it's like,
what's Mike talking about?
And it's like a subtle thing too. So it's like only for those who really look, for the discerning video game vagina connoisseurs out there. Here's your heart. Okay.
We
did it, everybody.
Look at the responses.
Vagina heart confirmed. Yeah, here, I'll post it in the chat for you all. Everyone else is going to have to look on it for their own. So, yeah, look at your own discretion there. All right, fantastic. Oh, thank you so much, Jeff. We did it.
We did it. All right, I'm going to hit the button to get us out of here. We're good, right?
Oh, we're good, baby. We're done. We're
Never been better.
Never been better. Thank you so much for listening to...
playing?
Yeah, which is not much.
Yeah.
It's a busy time of year. We got a lot of games we're playing for review.
I said, like, I'm not really playing my Switch a lot right now. I'm playing Persona, and that's going to take up a lot of time until, like, you know, Peach comes out and some of these other, like, new
Ubisoft.
games. Ubisoft.
Star Wars.
Avatar.
Trials HD.
Hey, we got Light Club tomorrow, whatever the fuck that's called. So there's that. Anything else tomorrow, Jeff?
Yeah. I don't remember what.
Ubisoft.
Yeah, Ubisoft. I think did anyone tell you that we need to move that earlier, Blight Club?
No.
We're bad at this.
No, you did not.
No, it's not on me. Dan and Jen moved it. I was like, yeah, sure.
Well, we'll figure that out.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
These people just don't know how to podcast anymore.
So what keyblade and sword supposed to use to open that one? Oh no.
The greatest treasure in all the lands.
Inches of girth? What?
Do I have to show my dick and asshole?
Ubisoft.